Well, now we're going to drink some coffee, stay alert, jam out to some Freebird. Morning. Starting the day off feeling tender. And then we're going to go fill the planter. And then we're going to attempt to plant 300 acres. Wanting to get 12,000 pounds in there. Nailed it. I think our April 6th beans are going to make it. They don't look half bad. Now we still have plenty of fuel, but since we're right here, I got to fill up with seed anyways. Might as well top her off. Depending on how the day goes and when the rain gets here, this could be a late night. I don't have to stop for fuel. Yep, she's empty. Always make sure you got that off. I don't know how many times this thing's been put up with the fuel trigger still on. When you flip that pump, you end up taking a bath. Grab this little guy, hop in the cab, and we're good to go. Anybody else ever drove to the field without putting the fuel cap on? There goes brother. Better get him on the Instagram story. If you're not on Instagram, you're missing out. It's a good time. This is the field that we ran out of seed in yesterday. This is the first time I've planted all of it in years. So even though we were getting rain every couple days this spring, we weren't getting a lot of rain. It was just enough to keep us from planting. So it's kind of getting dry. Like none of the wet holes that are normally have water in them anymore. There goes one Challenger. There's another Challenger up there. Looks like Dad's getting ready to go plant some corn. Don't have much corn left. He'll get all but about 100 acres today. Here's Dad is doing the same thing I did, fueling and filling. Multitasking. I had mentioned that he's about done with corn. He is. The last farm that he's not going to be able to plant today, we don't have any dry fertilizer on it yet. So, not going to get a plant today. If it wasn't for that, he could probably finish today.
Morning, gang. So I'm running the Turbo Max. Tires fixed, bearings fixed. We're back in business, running full bore head. Actually tilling some ground, turbo tilling some ground that Dad and Brian will be planting probably maybe later today. Not disturbing the soil too much. Maybe breaking it open to let it help dry out a little bit, but it's knocking this weed canopy down. Hey, you remember how I just told you this field's not getting planted today because it's wet and there's standing water? Well, when I was griping about my lunch and my social media and all that crap, things almost got really interesting.
Just filled up, ate some lunch. We're going to go down the road to another farm. We're going to finish up here. There's 120 acres down here at the bottoms. I want to do that tonight. I want to knock out this 70-acre field up the road first. Here's our early April beans. Looking pretty good. You know, we've dug and dug and dug when we were dialing this planter in, but it definitely feels good to be able to walk out and actually see that everything was working like it was supposed to. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always a little nervous till the beans start popping up, and this year with the cold temperatures we had, it took a while. Corn's coming up too. That corn was planted like 3 weeks after those beans, but with that cold temperature, they pretty much all came up at the same time. Down there's where we're going. That field was planted with the fit. That was one of the last fields I did. This field that we're in, last fall, when we were harvesting corn in this field, we were running 11 miles an hour. That's not good. I did not mean to go that fast. My cruise got reset. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Basically, whenever I turn around, I have a sequence programmed on this joystick. I hit go, we drop the implement, gauge Autosteer, and our cruise gets set to 7 miles an hour. If we're riding good, and I think we can do it, I will go to cruise 2 which I usually have set to 7.5 miles an hour. But anyways, the last time we were in this field, we were running a, what was that, an AGCO 875, whatever the 600 horsepower 2-track AGCO Challenger is. We were running that in this field. I put a GoPro on the side of it because I was truck driving. Usually in the fall when we're doing corn, if I'm not in the combine, I'm truck driving. And I put that GoPro on there so we could get some action shots while I was going. And somewhere between here and another farm, it got lost. So hopefully we can find that GoPro in this field. Don't have a lot of hopes. Nice big rows. Yep. Now if you're new to the channel, that field over there we actually planted with the Fendt. That whole field was strip tilled. My brother strip tilled that, and then I planted on those strips with the Fendt Momentum planter. This field, my brother turbo tilled after we got done strip tilling, so we have a nice smooth seed bed. We weren't going to turbo till this field. We are kind of experimenting with just straight no-till on our soybeans. But the river had got into this farm last winter, so we had a lot of stalks piled up in the low areas. So he kind of wanted him to hit that with the Turbo Max, and figure wise here we might as well just do the whole field. Now the Fendt planter was a high speed, so I got a taste for 10 mile an hour planting, and I'm having trouble letting go. But this case actually does a really good job at planting at that speed, just as long as our units are staying in the ground. Being that these are soybeans, I'm not super worried about it. It appears that we're doing a good job. This field's fairly smooth. The ground's nice and fluffy. So I think it's gonna work great. All right, we got a little bit of driftwood out here in the field, so I'm gonna get out and move that. Apparently my brother, who is new to the farm, if you're new to the channel and didn't know that, thought we could combine that. It probably just never crossed his mind, but I don't want to hit it with a combine, so we're just going to get out and move it. Yep, there it is. So in the time that we've been in this field, according to our Pro 700, our actual work average, we are averaging 26 acres an hour. That's actual average, not our theoretical. Our theoretical is right here, 34 acres an hour, which that basically just figures that you're 40 feet wide, you're traveling this fast, this is how many acres an hour you're going to do. It doesn't pick up, it doesn't account for turns. At 26, that's how many acres we are doing an hour. Like, that's only counting when we're in the ground, so not bad. For 40 foot, that's fairly efficient. That's because this field's pretty big. Nice and long rows. Whew. Oh man, that was eventful. Remember that big pile of sand? I just about drove up on top of it. Man. I don't need any coffee for a while because I am wide awake. Wow. Wasn't paying attention there for a second. Oh man, that. Whoa. Well, that could have been way worse. We smashed that driftwood we threw up there. It's in pieces. I guess now we'll just we'll go around this like nothing ever happened, and we won't tell Dad or my brother until this video comes out. Now we'll just make a nice little circle around this random pile of sand. I don't even think you guys know how bad that scared me. Whew. Just turned around and watching the planter, and then next thing I know, we're hitting something. Well, now that my heart rate's returned back to normal, I guess all is well. No harm, no foul. Nothing's broke. But that's just a good reminder that you need to pay attention. That scared the crap out of me, folks. That scared me. I mean, just motoring along 7 miles an hour. Next thing I know, we're stopping and we feel like we're flipping. Didn't like it. That, and you know, you look out here in this field and you spend all day in fields like this, just like this, you don't really expect to hit anything. Nothing's broke, so we'll keep on keeping on. We are trying to put in about 200 and I think we got like 260, 270 acres is what I'm trying to get done today. That is basically all of the large river bottom fields. After that, we just got lots of patches to plant, but that'll put a pretty good dent in the bean plant. Time to fill her up again. Lots of fill-ups mean lots of acres. I can hear the Pro 700 beeping all the way out here. That's interesting. Alright, back where we planted this morning. Now I wanted to go up the road and plant that before it got dark. I wanted to finish over here. We got a nice big 120 acre field to finish up in tonight. So that's what I wanted to do, and that's what we did. That is the only wet hole that did not get planted over here. Yeah, like 3 rows over there. That's good. Last year there was quite a bit over here that didn't get planted. Seen something important. Gotta get out. That important thing might have been dinner. I think we got a couple clods here. This came out of that ditch though, so yeah. She got there. That'll work. Everybody's seen your hairy armpits. Alright, now we can play it all night. Now true to form, dinner always comes when you're doing your first pass, because you actually have to steer them. But I'm not going to complain.
Hey everyone, got back to square. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. I've got about 6 acres of corn planted there. Just about another day we'll finish up. Got about 90 acres fertilizer spreads. Now we're back to the sprayer. Going to put some 28 on. Come on. Anyway, I tried to get switched over to corn, never did. So I said, well, shut it off. Said a lot of working words, shut it off. Got that field done, went to another field. I thought, well, I'll just turn it on and see what happens. Loaded right up. So them things I think they got their own mind. They can make you look pretty stupid. I ain't too damn smart, but sometimes, but I think they make you look stupid. I know this one does. I can just throw it through the windshield sometime, out the door some days I'm going to run over it. I was hoping to get this planted here today, this afternoon. TJ run Turbo Max over it. As you can see, it's got some wet spots in it. Most of it down here is pretty good, but we just got some wet spots. Probably 4 or 5 acres back here behind me. It's around, so we'll have to wait. Just slow down, getting too many. Well, we run out about 3 acres. I'll just hold up and back up top and help you some more.
Getting ready to roll.
Oh boy, ready for the big camping season, huh?
Oh yeah, we go to the next weekend. We going to the big camp out, buddy.
Thought ahead today. Run a whole thermos. This coffee still in there. Alright, just getting moved over to our field. We got our AccuTerminal set. I am recording all this data in it. Don't know if we'll use it, but I just want to get familiar with the taskstock menu in that. So we've got all that in there. Now I've got to put it in here also. This is what's actually controlling the planter. The acres that this is counting for this field are going to be way off. Alright, we got that unfolded. Now we have to go, actually, I'm still getting the hang of this. We've got to select our field in here. This one has a great name. Clarence 77 acre bottom. But the field's 122 acres. Apparently it makes sense to that. Doesn't make sense to me. Alright, now we go over here to data management, import, encryption. Now we gotta find, there, right there. Put this to this, put this to seeds per acre, and boom. We've got a max. Our rate is between 125 and 155 with an average of 139.5. One last thing you got to do is go in here to RX setup, and where's my prescription? Where's my prescription? I forgot to hit import. Now we go back here to performance, click it, and we're good to go. Trash panda! Pretty sure I just seen a raccoon. It's either a raccoon or a skunk, but I'm pretty positive it was a coon. Don't worry, buddy, we got the meal wagon here for you. Oh, there he goes, right there. There goes the skunk. It could be interesting if we break down back here. I don't want to get sprayed by a skunk. There's the baby ducks. And there's the geese eating my beans that I planted the other day.
Okay, finished up down there, just coming up out of the hill here. It's starting to get a little dark. We'll call it a night.
Well, folks, I believe it's time for the lighting ceremony. I always like doing that for some reason, but it's starting to lose its luster. What's everybody else's opinion out there? It's planting into no-till corn stalks. Do you interseed in between the rows, or do you go across them? Personally, if we can do it, I like to interseed in between them. Just like that. It's going to be beautiful when they come up. Dad prefers to go across them. I don't know. We are not quite empty yet, but my brother's here with the seed tender. It's 10, a little after 10 o'clock. If I fill up now, I'll have enough that we can plant the rest of the field. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant, or fill up, so you can go home and go to bed, and then we'll get back to planting. Apparently we have a pop-up shower in the area. Anyways, we got a pop-up shower in the area, so hopefully we can still get this field done. Yep, it's a hard life. This field that we're planting right now, this was the field that we ran the new Kloss 7500, I believe it was. I don't know if you haven't seen that video. If I think about it, I'll put a card up here, but that was a pretty cool experience. It wasn't yellow though, it was green and white. Alright, little update. We're 91 acres in out of 122, and we got rain close. So we need about another hour and a half to finish this field. And the rain is in our county, so I don't know, we might not make it. We'll see. We'll do what we can though. We have long rows, so our acres per hour is pretty efficient. We're doing about 28 acres an hour, so maybe we'll do it in just a shade over an hour, I guess. Huh, task file's full. It just started over. No! Hashtag Pro 700 problems. I smell Pepe Le Pew again. Skunk is somewhere close. I just hope we didn't run over him. I can only imagine how bad that planter is going to smell the rest of the season if we ran over a skunk with it. BJ might get this job back. It is trying to rain. Well, it doesn't matter because we're done. Now, I'm not going to be mad if it rains like a half an inch. I just don't want it to rain like for days. But that's what the forecast is, so we'll see. Doesn't really matter what it wants. It's going to do what it's going to do. Of course, at 1 o'clock in the morning, this thing would decide it didn't want to fold again. When we are 1.5 miles from the truck and it's starting to rain. God, that's awesome. Alright, we got her to fold. It's about to be angry. Thing's been running great all day. Didn't want to end on a sour note. If you had to walk home, I'd have probably been going home without any socks, if you know what I mean. Alright, according to our AccuTerminal, that 122 acres took 5 hours. We burned 45 gallons of fuel. Not bad. But it is starting to rain, so we're going to go home and we're going to sleep 8 hours tonight. Maybe. Probably not. We're going to give it a try. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you made it this long, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. See you in the next one.